Hi all, my name is Maurits and today I will be reviewing this LG E2290V widescreen LED monitor. First off, I want to say a very late happy 2011. I hope you get all the best stuff you want. So let's get on to the review. The first thing that astonishes you when you look at this LG E2290V monitor is its superb design. At its thickest point, the monitor measures 7.2 mm, which is incredibly thin. The thinness also decreases the weight drastically, and it's without a doubt one of the lightest 22-inch monitors. People that walk into your room or study will immediately be standing transfixed to earth by this monitor's incredible design. Besides its beautiful design, this monitor features Full HD in 1080p, a 21.5-inch panel, a dynamic contrast ratio of 100,000 to 1 and a static contrast ratio of 1000 to 1, 2 milliseconds response time and Edge LED backlight. For an MSRP of €319, it can be yours when it hits the market on February 11, 2011. What you get with the LG E2290V is an AC power adapter, DVI and VGA cable, driver CD, backplate and image booster software, which I will get to later in the review. Let's take a look at the overall design and connections of this monitor. Since LG made the monitor so thin, all the cabling, power and connections had to go in the bottom. This had some advantages like the much cleaner look, but it isn't all good either. Plugging the cables into the bottom can be tricky and you get a bit annoyed if you unplug and move your monitor a lot. It also makes that the stand is not detachable and there is no VESA wall mount, which may be an issue for some people, but overall I think it's not a too big issue and for me the advantages outweigh the disadvantages by far. In the stand you can find a DVI, VGA, HDMI and 3.5mm jack for carrying the HDMI's audio signal. The power adapter also gets attached to the stand. The design of the foot is really nice and on top of it there are 4 white lid touch buttons and 1 large triangle shaped touch button for turning the monitor on. The back of the monitor has a polished metal look to it and the front has a very elegant black brushed aluminum look. You can only tilt the screen 15 degrees backwards and 5 degrees forward, which is not incredibly user friendly. The touch-sensitive buttons are pretty responsive and give you easy access to the on-screen display. In this on-screen display you can adjust basic stuff like contrast, brightness and sharpness, but also things like the output volume and photo effect. You can choose between 3 different gamma profiles and 4 different general profiles: normal, internet, movie and demo. I am currently using the normal profile with the gamma 0 profile. As we have gotten into calibrating the monitor now, I want to say that in my opinion calibration is not the most important thing, opposed to some reviewers that I have read. In my opinion, the colors that this monitor displays are pretty good, but the gamma and color adjustment could be a bit better. If you are looking for perfect colors, I would suggest you to buy an IPS panel anyway. For the gamma I used this website, which told me I had to try to obtain a consistent gamma of 3 color channels of about 2.2, and the gamma 0 setting came closest to this value in my opinion. Of course you cannot totally rely on these tests, but I didn't have that much choice. The response times of this monitor on the other side are pretty disappointing. Especially from black to gray levels, this monitor suffers from quite long response times, again tested on this website. Besides the response time issue, it also suffers from some ghosting, which you may not see on the camera right now, but is clearly visible in this image to the naked eye. I am personally not so sensitive to these response times, and I used the game on a 20 milliseconds plus response time monitor, so I didn't suffer too much from ghosting. Sometimes though I even noticed some on this monitor. Nevertheless, shooter players might sense the slow response time more easily and should therefore maybe consider a faster LCD screen. For me on the other hand it's not such a big deal. As this is a TN panel, viewing angles on this monitor are quite poor, as you can see on these images. LED monitors also have a lower power consumption in general, which I unfortunately couldn't measure, but from other reviews I can assure you that it's significantly lower than a conventional LCD backlit monitor. As the LEDs are placed in strips around the panel, it is quite surprising how they have made the light spreading so consistently, and I haven't noticed any backlight bleeding. Image Booster software enhances your image quality a little bit, but it's not an incredible piece of software engineering. Bad quality won't get too much better, but overall it's a nice gadget. I will try to show you how the colors look with my settings whilst gaming and watching movies. The games I use are Dirt 2, NBA 2K11 and Napoleon Total War. After the gaming I will be watching the movie Avatar. As all images are recorded by my camera, the colors can be a bit inaccurate, but overall the clip quality almost equals the real life view. I could not show you shooters as I don't have any, but Dirt 2 and NBA 2K11 should give you an almost similar fast moving scenarios when you make them. In conclusion, this truly is a great monitor, but as one of the first of this new generation, it has its downsides, such as the really slow response time and really bad viewing angles. Also some minor issues such as the not detachable stand. Overall colors are accurate and black is really black and not some kind of dark grey. To be honest with you, I don't see how they could have placed the connections elsewhere, still maintaining the incredibly slim design. Without a doubt, this is the most stunning monitor in terms of looks I have ever seen, and I even prefer it to the Apple screens. It wouldn't surprise me if more of these ultra-thin monitors will follow up soon from the competition. Slim is really becoming the new fashion and manufacturers such as Samsung will jump on the train soon, in my opinion. Overall, this screen receives from me the awesome award, scoring 4 stars out of 5. I want to thank LG incredibly for sending us this E2290V monitor. For questions you can leave a comment or send me an email to the address mentioned below, or leave a comment on the video. Thanks for watching this review, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Thanks and see you soon.